Okay, welcome to G14, the guide to passing the stage 14 grammar test. This time our new subject is adjectives and how they agree with nouns. If we have a look back at the kind of tables you have to know to pass this, you'll see, if you're alert, that this is the same as the tables for G13. So there's nothing new here in terms of endings. It's the same old stuff. What you have to understand is a kind of principle of how nouns work with adjectives, and the booklet will help you, as will this video. So let's pause for a second and then go through the sections. Okay, pause over. Here's our sample test. There are two parts of the two sections to the new material, adjectives and then endings. So let's look at the first one of those. Now, here we have a new kind of question. We have a Latin sentence, we have a translation, and we have an alternative translation, translation 1 or translation 2, and you have to draw a circle around or a loop around the one that's correct. Now, how do they differ? Well, have a look at this. The master killed the huge boys, the huge master killed the boys. So the word huge in this one is agreeing with or describing the boys, and in this one, translation 2, the word huge is describing the master. So it's about which noun the adjective agrees with. Let's try number B, just to see the principle in action again. The woman sold the tall temple to the old man, or the woman sold the temple to the tall old man. So here the word tall either describes or agrees with the temple or describes the old man. And the same with C and D, loyal husband or loyal wife, and scared dog or scared son. Now, in English, we can tell whether it's the boys or the master who is or are huge, because the word huge comes in front of that word. And that's often how Latin works as well. But where we look at these examples, we can see the dominus ingens pueros necavit. We can see that ingens is after dominus, but also just before pueros. So it could actually describe the master or the boys. We have to look at the ending of the adjective, look at the cases to work out which one is which, and we're going to do that now. Okay, so in sentence A, we've got, if we take out ingens, we've got dominus pueros necavit, the master killed the boys. Now, is it the huge boys or the huge master? Now, ingens is the kind of dictionary form. It's the nominative singular of this third declension adjective. It's not es on the end. It's not ingentes, as it would be were it to be accusative plural. So it agrees with dominus. So it's the huge master, not the huge boys. If we look back at the tables and we have a look at the noun endings, we can see that ingens is not like canes, it's not ingentes, it's not accusative plural, as there, to agree with the pueros, like servos. It's not this row, it must be ingens, it goes like this. Remember, third declension non-seen can be all sorts of things. There's normally an S on the end, that's what ingens is, so it agrees with dominus, the master. B is a bit easier. A was quite tricky, I think. Let's look at B. So we've either got a tall temple or a tall old man. So the woman sold the temple, that's okay, to the old man. Seni is therefore dative, that I on the end is the dative case. Let's have a look. Senex, third declension, so seni is like cani. Let's go back again. So is altum, does it agree with templum or does it agree with seni? Now, we can see anyway, I think quite obviously it agrees with templum, so the answer would be the tall temple. Let's put that in. And while I'm about it, let's just make it the huge master for the first one. But just to make it more precise, if you like, if it was the tall old man, then altum would have to be dative. And a word like altum, that second declension, isn't it, would have to be alto to be dative, but it isn't. So one principle here is that quite often they kind of rhyme, okay, they've got the same ending, so templum altum, not altum seni. But sometimes they don't, so dominus ingens is a bit trickier. let's look at C. Maritus uxorem reliquit, the husband left his wife. Now, was it the loyal husband or the loyal wife? Okay, does Fidelis agree with Maritus or with uxorem? Now here, Maritus is obviously nominative, uxorem with an M on the end is accusative, Fidelis, let's look at that, it's a third declension adjective, so Fidelis, that looks like canis, it's certainly not canem. If it were to agree with uxorem, it would be fidelem, to be accusative again. So again, it's nom-sing, it agrees with husband, so it's the loyal husband. And the last one here we've got is the canis praeteritus filium petiwit. The dog attacked the son. Is the dog scared, praeteritus, or is the son scared? Again, I think you can see the praeteritus doesn't agree with filium, it would be praeteritum if it were to agree with that. It's nom-sing, singular nominative agreeing with canis. So let's say it's the scared dog. Okay, that's the first section. A bit tricky, possibly go through it again or have a look at the booklet to work it out. But I think if you just think about the simple case endings, then it can become quite straightforward, I think. Right, going on to the endings part. Here we have to say whether the noun adjective pair, the good slave girls, the great merchant, the brave master and the loyal dog, what case and number they are. 1 tick per word. So is this phrase nom-sing, act-sing, dat-sing, or nom-plu, act-plu, dat-plu? Which one is it? Now you ought to know from the basic noun endings over here. If you know these okay, then these should be pretty easy. So remember ankylas was the first one, ankylas bonas. That's going to be that one, isn't it? So the first one is going to be accusative plural. Mercator magnus, I think we know by now that one's the first one. That's nominative singular. Dominum fortem, I hope you know by now that's accusative singular with the M on the end. And cani fideli, we had it earlier on, but just to check, cani fideli. Now, we've got an I there and an I there. So which one is it? Cani fideli, the loyal dog. Well, there's a clue there because this word canis is in this column, so it's going to be dative singular. But if it wasn't there, we'd have to know what the nom-sing of the word was. So mercatori, for example, isn't non-plu, that's mercatores, because the word itself is mercator, it's third declension. So you have to be able to work out sometimes what declension a noun is in before you can work out the ending. But this one, looking at it again, cani fideli, that's going to be this one, so dative singular. Let's write that in. There we go. Okay, that's that section done. And lastly, we are linking up sentences again. We've got, let's have a look, we've got an old man looking for a toga, a master looking for a toga. It's all looking for a toga. It's either the old man doing it for the master or the master for the old man, or old men sometimes. And we've got different tenses. Is looking for is present tense. So is are looking for. It's all present tense. So it's not tenses at all. It's purely on the relationship between the old man and the master. Which one is nominative, which one's dative. But we have two with togas in, here and here. So let's knock off those. So this one is old men are looking. This is old man is looking. So here we have togas and togas. This one is right here. The master is looking for togas, and here the old man is looking for togas. So let's have a look over here. There's the old man looking for togas. Sorry, there's the master looking for togas, and there's the old man. So that's nominative, that's dative. So the master's looking for togas for the old man. This one, that one's now a nominative. So the old man is looking for togas. For the dative case now master. So let's join up those. So the master is looking for togas, and the old man is looking for togas. Goes like that. Right. Let's now look at the others. So we've got one left over here which has got a plural verb. So the old men are looking in this one, and there's the old men there. So let's knock off that one. And now we've got 4 left. The old man looking for a toga, the master looking for a toga, then we've got, 3 left, and then the master looking for a toga for the old men. Now that for the old men must be dative plural, which we can see is ibus. Senex is this column, so ibus on the end, senibus. Where's senibus? There it is. So let's join up the old men one with the old men one there. So 2 left. We've got 1 is the old man looking for a toga, and 1's the master looking. So 1 senex will be nominative, and 1 dominus will be nominative. So let's join those up. So the old man nominative is senex, so that one's there, and the last one here is the master is nominative, dominus, so that goes down there. Okay, there we are. You see how we can do it by kind of breaking it down, looking for the easy ones and not getting too confused. So we zoom out and we have the whole test there. I do hope it was clear. Good luck when you take the test yourself.